looking at me, I'm looking back.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. How are you guys doing? Today we're doing our first video in our series, One and Done Meals.
So this is a salmon recipe that I make quite frequently. All my neighbors, my friends, my relatives, Ria's friends, Jan's friends, Isha's friends, they all love this recipe. And anytime that we have a potluck, everybody asks me to make this recipe. And I've been promising everyone that I will share my recipe with them. And sometimes it embarrasses me during potlucks that these women, they spend hours making a meal and I spend under 10 minutes. But anyway, I thought I would share it with everyone and hope you will enjoy this salmon recipe.
We also got this fish at Costco, and just half of it will serve over 5 to 6 people, and it's a really good family dinner.
Also, we're going to be showing you some of our veggies that go in here, some of our favorite side dishes, and how to prepare them.
So
it's so easy.
I tend to just throw the veggies or whatever size that I'm doing along with on the same pan. I don't really use 20 pans or even 2 pans. I do everything. It's a 1 pan dish. So we'll see how it goes, right?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more content.
So without further ado, let's get on to the video. That was awesome.
So the first thing you are going to want to do is pick up the fish and rinse it. I know generally people would say you should not rinse salmon, but I always do with a little bit of cold water. I just rinse it out and then I dab it to become dry. And you really have to handle it very, very delicately because it can literally break apart. So I'm going to just dab it dry. Throw this out. Now if there are any pieces of bones or something that you can see, sometimes they get left on the fish. You pick them up at this time and you remove them. And now you're going to want to put the fish on your chopping board. Now this portion is literally too big. For 4 or 5 people or 6 people, this portion is too big. So what I do is I just slash it into half. I think that should be enough. And what we do is we marinate both the pieces and we store one of the pieces by vacuum sealing it. And Ria will show you how she does that. So let's start by marinating these pieces. So you're going to want to put a little bit of oil on it, not a whole lot. And as you've seen that I'm wearing gloves, even if it's a family meal, I still do not want to contaminate fish. Fish is a very delicate piece of meat and you don't want to handle it badly or handle it in such a way that it can become bad. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put in a little bit of, this is, again I got this from Costco, this is garlic powder. You're going to want to put a little bit of garlic powder all over your fish. You know, there are so many things that go so well with fish like garlic and dill and lemons. And, but I like to do a shortcut version because I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this. And what I use here is, and this is something that I get from Amazon. This is called Joe's Stuff. It's a spice that you get in Amazon and I will link it below. And I will just sprinkle this all over the fish. And you want to be generous with this spice because this is the spice which gives the maximum amount of flavor. I mean, that's what I was trying to tell everyone, that this, I make it in such a way it's so easy. I don't even make the effort of making my own spice mix of spice rub. I mean, this spice goes so well on this. I mean, why change it up when it is always so good already, right? So I'm putting this in back also because you want the fish to be spiced well. There's nothing worse than bland fish. And salmon is a very, very delicate fish, you know, so whatever spice you put on it, it just takes on that flavor and it tastes so amazing and it's so tender and, you know, it's unbelievable how amazingly tender it is. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to rub this in. Ideally, I don't like to cook the fish the same day. I like to put it in that vacuum seal and leave it for a day or two and then cook it, or I can actually freeze this. If you freeze it in the vacuum sealer, it stays fresh or reusable for up to 6 months. So this is a great idea to store and keep in the house. So I'm going to call Ria and she's going to vacuum seal it and show it to you, and we'll rejoin again.
Okay guys, so I'm just gonna show you how to vacuum seal these bags. There are different sizes of rolls. This is just what we have on hand. This machine we got from Costco. It is our trusty old vacuum sealer. First, you guys can notice I don't have scissors on me. With this thing, you don't even need scissors. Take your bag, unwind it a bit, and measure it to how much you want. Remember, you want to give it an inch or two of give. So I would want my bag to stop right there. I just want this much bag. So you're gonna have to undo this. See, it opens right up. And here, let me turn it to show you guys. Let me turn it that way and just move the fish back a little. See, there's that little hole right there. You're gonna wanna slip this through, pull this up and down and right there. Again, make sure it's your size. I think this should be more than perfect. Hold it down. And then just cut it. So we can set that off to a side, not to dirty it. Okay, see? Perfectly amount and the perfect size. You guys are like, wait, both ends are open. We're just gonna fix that. See, this is called the sealing strip. We just put it right there and bring it down, lock it, and then we just press seal. See, it lights up red. Just wait for it to stop being red. It works super fast, and that's why we want to leave an inch or two of space for it to seal. If you guys seal improperly, that's okay. Just move it up a bit more, close it back down, and seal it again. No harm in a double seal, you know? Better safe than sorry. Now the fish here is looking oh so delicious. So I'm just gonna get started with that. Open up the bag nice and wide. This part's always kind of stressful. Gonna kind of sandwich it a little, but be really gentle. Just kind of feed it into the bag. Don't worry, you can take your time with this. Ideally, we would like to have a bigger bag. We don't always have those on hand because we make this so often. Just push it on in. And it's in! How lovely. Now another thing you have to do is take a paper towel and just wipe the edges. Right like that. Now we're going to take it back to our sealer. Make sure it's still unlocked. And you see, this is called the vacuum channel. Helps get out any extra moisture in your fish just to leave it nice, tight and together. So you want to insert it into your vacuum channel and pick your settings. Put it down, close it, and now I'm gonna pick, this is a moist fish, so I'm gonna put the vacuum and seal. So you can see all the juices flowing upwards and how it just seals right along the fish. And right now you can see it's sealing. Now see? Perfect! This is our fish. Be careful, it's warm on top. But see, look, it's nice and vacuum sealed up.
And this is what we put in the freezer, and we thaw it in the fridge to cook it.
Yes. And then remember, before you go, you can take out the vacuum seal, wash this, wipe this down with the wet cloth, wipe down any areas you may have touched. You don't want to cross-contaminate.
Right. So we are here, the fish is already on a tray. What I like to do is I like to put the silver foil on it because I don't feel like cleaning the fish or scraping the pan later. So now that we have the fish here and we're going to make the vegetables ready, we now are going to start our oven. We're going into upper oven and convect broil, which is 550 degrees. You're going to want to start this so that the oven becomes warm. There's nothing in there right now. It is just warming.
Again, 550 degrees.
Fahrenheit. Okay, so start giving, let's get some, yeah.
We'll
So,
start with some beetroot.
so why don't you put the beetroot here, because I'm not wearing gloves and I don't want to touch them. You don't want to touch the beetroot. Put it on these spaces. These are larger spaces.
Okay.
And push it close together.
Okay.
You want to use gloves when you're handling beetroot, because otherwise you will
They
have,
will stay in your hand.
yeah, they will stay in your hands. Now for corn, I like to just split it in half.
Of course, I don't have the strength to do.
Okay, that's enough corn.
Alright, so that
1,
was-
2, 3,
that
4,
was
5, 6,
4.
7, 8. Oh, let me just. These girls love corn, so I have to put extra for them. Let's get some peppers now.
Just so you know, that was 5 corn.
Okay.
Look at that.
So what we're going to do with peppers is get a few out. I mean, these are vegetables that taste very good with the fish, so I like to put these. Now you just need to cut the tops off. Why don't you start taking out the seeds, love?
Okay. Cut the top off and then take off the seeds.
And as you can see, there's nothing, no complicated system that we're doing of chopping or whatever. You know, we're just simply chopping it. And I am not looking up right now because I don't want to chop my fingers. That would not be nice.
Yeah, that would be very bad.
Yeah. Isha specifically loves peppers, so
They're really good. And they're nice and sweet.
And we will just show you how we season all these in a minute.
Last one.
Okay, can you get me some tomatoes, please?
Okay.
And I love tomatoes in my with my fish, so I like to put a few wherever there's space. I'll just put a few tomatoes. Just give me a few of these beans, please.
And now you have some green beans.
Oh, this is
Okay,
asparagus.
this is asparagus.
Let's do the green beans instead. We need some green in the dish, so we're going to just open this. We use asparagus in the next dish.
Yep.
You just want to pick these up and just put them anywhere.
Put them wherever there's space.
Yeah, and make your dish look pretty.
And if you don't really like eating something, you don't actually have to add it.
Yeah, you can add whatever you like.
Yeah.
I like to put some greens in there.
Plus, green beans taste really good with fish.
Yeah, that it does. So that is our, I think that's enough, don't you think?
Yep, I think that's enough.
What do you think, Priya? Priya is filming this video, so I want to get help in it. Now that everything is all here, what we're going to do is we're going to take some spray oil. I use the Kirkland canola oil. Canola oil has a high smoking point. So I just put this away in that. So I'm going to just spray the whole pan with the spray oil.
This helps to get a really nice crisp with the seasoning.
What my kids love is that, give me the garlic. They like the top of the fish to be slightly crispy and the inside to be very, very moist. Now what I'm doing is I'm just using the same spices, garlic, Joe stuff, that's my absolute favorite. And no, it's not sponsored by Joe Stuff. So please don't say, oh, you did it for Joe Stuff. I did not. I just love the spice
It's
so
good with
much.
the fish.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
I pretty much can use it with like anything, you know, I mean. And for the vegetables, I'm going to add a little bit of tahin because lime flavor with fish is very, very good. So I just like to sprinkle some tahin and go a little bit above on this also. And there we go. So now our fish is ready to be popped in. You want to make sure that your oven is hot. Yes, it is. And I'm going to just pop this open and I'm going to pop this in. And set the timer for 9 minutes 30 seconds. This fish should not, I repeat, be cooked over 10 minutes. If you're doing it for 10 minutes, that's the maximum. But if you go over 10, then it starts getting dry. So you want to be very careful with that. So we'll come back in 10 minutes to show you how well the fish is done.
And make sure to clean up your area with the wet paper cloth to make sure there's no
darling,
fish
we
yet.
will. So our fish is almost done. I'm just going to check to make sure that it is. Yes, it is done. So I'm going to cancel upper and I'm going to immediately take this out. And now while the fish is hot, I'm going to squeeze some, let's take my gloves off. I'm going to squeeze some lemon juice on the fish. You can hear it sizzling. And some I mean quite a lot. And now we can plate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of this fish. As you can see, it's beautifully tender. Sweetie, come and hold this plate.
Oh, that's beautiful. It looks so good.
Yeah. And that's the fish. And now how I like to plate is I like to put some vegetables around it. And
you can never forget your corn.
Careful, it's hot.
Corn's always the best part and it's my favorite.
That's it, baby. That's it.
Okay.
And so this is your fish,
It's so
salmon
good.
fish, cooked under 10 minutes.
So good. It's super easy to make. So why don't you go ahead and try this?
Thank you guys for watching our video and spending time with us. We hope you enjoyed this easy meal and we hope you would make it and tell us how it goes in the comments below.
This fish is very easy to make. Don't hesitate to make it. You will love making this. And we'll have more in the series where we have one and done dishes where they're easy to make, they take less time. I mean, I only cook dishes which are easy to make. Though I love to cook, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So all my recipes are short recipes, whether they're Indian recipes, whether they're Mediterranean, whether they are like just fish recipes, meat recipes. All my recipes are very short and very easy to follow.
I also cannot tell you how good this smells. Like I just want to eat it.
Let's try it.
Now. Ooh.
Let's try the fish. Ooh, see, it flakes off.
It's so tender. Like it's
Look
so
at our
good. And it's not too hot. It's so good.
This is amazing.
It's cooked to the perfect temperature where you can eat it right after it's cooked without having to worry about your mouth flaming up.
So thank you once again for joining us. Have a great day ahead.